So this morning I'm going to attempt to get a piece of pocky stick, otherwise known as calabash stick, to make a gig. Alright, I'm going to show my daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, what we used to do for fun when I was her age. Alright, take a look at this beautiful canal. Wonderful, ain't it? And here is the pocky, the calabash. Alright, so I'm trying to get just a piece of it. That has to be a big piece, but straight enough, so you know, with the physics, the dynamics of, I think this piece should suffice. Alright, even though we have some termite mounds on it, don't want to take any termite back to my yard. So let's see if that is good. Alright, so yeah, I should think so. Straight enough. What do you think? Alright, this one here, zoom it up. Nice piece. However, if I cut that, I would cut too much, and there's another one. I'll cut too much, and I don't want to cut that much off the stick. Alright, so I'm just gonna take the first piece that I saw. Alright. Alright guys, so what I'm doing now, I'm working on the top of the gig. Cut off a portion and then I'm gonna try to shape it up. Alright, so I can give it a round look. Alright. So if you can see right here, I'm trying to get the excess piece of chip off of the top of the gig head. Now, something that we didn't thought about when we were little, how much we were engineers, and it is fascinated when I'm looking at it now, because we knew that just this little chip on the gig can affect the aerodynamics of it, right? And we have to ensure that we have every part of this thing leveled, so when it's time for us to spin, it doesn't go on the side or go on the top. So it can't be heavy on one portion or one part. Alright, it should be looking better now. Alright, should be looking better. Most of what is left, I'm gonna use a piece of sandpaper to get it leveled. Alright, so let's go on to the making of the gig. Now, see this piece of notch where a limb or something was gonna grow. It's important to get this part out of it, alright, because this can throw off the performance of the gig. Alright, so what you want to do now, we're gonna go around and make a mark going all the way around the piece of wood. Alright, this is where you're going to stop when you're shaving to form your gig. Alright, alright. So a mark going around, so I'm gonna chip coming down. Now, important fact, you have to ensure that your machete is very sharp. Alright, you have to ensure that it is very sharp, and then you have to be careful, because if it slips, it can cause serious damage. Okay, so I'm gonna start chipping. You're not gonna swing as hard, you're gonna take your time and chip going around to see if you can get everything on the same level. Turn it so, as I said earlier, you get the proper level, because you don't want one side of it to be chipped more than the other. Alright. In a few, the gig will start taking shape. Can see it's starting to take shape just a little bit. Alright, it's gonna take a lot more work to get it done. It's sort of like a cone. It's gonna look like a cone. However, this part is gonna be shaped down further, and then I'm gonna try to get the other parts round. Alright, stay tuned. It is very important to get each part of the gig, each portion on the same level. Reason being, that's why I was moving in a circular motion. I was turning while I was chipping it down. Alright, and if you can look, you will see right here is a little bit off, and also here. Alright, so momentarily while I go, I will chip. Some of this I will have to use a piece of sandpaper. You can get a rough one and one of the finer grade, smaller grade. Right, and then I will chip it down. But I'm gonna show you how we did it back in the days when I was younger, and we didn't have money to buy sandpaper. All right, and how we got it smooth, real smooth. All right, so stay tuned, guys. If you guys haven't subscribed as yet, please like, share, subscribe. Help me to grow this channel. All right, I really do appreciate your support so far. So help me to grow this channel, and you can leave a comment what video you'd like to see me do and stuff like that. Something I forgot to mention, very important, this is a tree bark. It is not the inside of the piece of stick. All right, so if you notice right here, it's a bit low than this mark. So what I would do is try to get this off, because this can throw you off big time and let you think that you're doing it, and when you get it off you realize that, oh, the gig is not leveled and mess up the aerodynamics. All right, so it's very important to get this part off of it, so you know, especially when you're shaping it down, you know where you stand. All right, the difference when I take it off now. All right, it looks a bit flatter, and the going around, the neckline is about here, right here, and then when I get to the part that the piece of bark was still on, you can realize that the line is down. So this is going to mess up the aerodynamics, so I have to shape this down to come all the way up here. So if you look on this side, you can realize that, okay, here looks like it's a bit in, while out here it looks a bit out. So I have to shape it down, come all the way up here to get that. All right, we were engineers back then and didn't even know it. No, that part can be the difference in the aerodynamics of this gig, and the reason why it doesn't spin smoothly. Alright, so I'm leveling off the neckline now. I'm trying to get it leveled. Alright, look, see that? This was where I took the tree bark from, and it's almost there. So this side needs to come down a little bit more. Let's work on that. Remember I was telling you about the part where the limb was gonna form. Apparently we have one here, and this is gonna pose a problem because I didn't see this until I chipped all the way inside the stick, and this is gonna throw me off real big because I'd have to cut past here, or I'd have to take the gig up here, which is gonna make it a little bit shorter, so I have to move the neckline from here to about here. Alright, so let's see how that goes. There's a hole from that little piece of notch, and as you can see I moved the neckline as I told you guys before. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna shave it around. I'm gonna take down this take out this hole by shaping it around, and then I'm gonna move the rest of the neckline all the way up here. Alright, hopefully it works. If not, I'm just gonna have to get another stick. Alright. Growing up in Jamaica used to be fun. Socializing was different back then. It never matter what gender you are or where you came from. Well, it did matter where you came from, but I mean, when it's summertime, we used to get out, and we were always out there having fun, making stuff, using our brains, you know. Nowadays, these children, it's the cell phone and tablets. They don't know how to think for themselves. They're not creative. And it's evident, especially in the classroom, because sometimes teachers will ask a child to come up with an idea, and it's like they're blank. It's very few that they can find, because they don't know how to utilize their brains that much. They always think that things are already done for them. That's the mentality that most of these children have. Things are always done for them. So I like the experience, growing up, experiencing these things when my uncles and my elder cousins used to teach me these things. I watched them, making kites and stuff like that. We were always making stuff, so we knew how to fish rather than to get fish from somebody. Alright? If I should put it that way. So growing up, after we became adults, it became just a norm for us. We always want to go out there and get our own stuff. And for these children these days, it takes a while for them to realize that, at some point in time, or inevitably, you're going to be responsible for yourself. Alright? So these things taught us how to be responsible, how to be creative, you know, we, we couldn't afford toys at the shop or in the stores. We'd have to make, and this was one of the way. This is a toy that we made. I'm gonna show you some more in the future. Alright, I'm gonna get some scraps. We use anything, just about anything when we were growing up to make fun. Not to have fun, just but make fun, you know. And then we laugh at it. School reopens in September. We go and tell our friends who didn't see all summer how our experience was, and they would share the same thing with us. I don't think that happens anymore that much. This hole is gonna be a problem, told you guys, but I'm still gonna go through because it's taking shape now. I'm still gonna go through with it and see how much I can work around it. Would have been a lovely gig. See, it took shape. Just a while ago it wasn't shaped like this. However, I stopped because I realized a problem. Remember the notch I was showing you guys, the hole? Yes, was as I shaped down I realized it went all the way up. So I was shaping to get it to a level, this side to a level, and then I will take the rest of it to that same level. Then I realized I was going in too far. So this is gonna pose a problem